Have you ever wondered how ancient civilizations managed to build massive and precise structures that still baffle modern engineers? Throughout ancient history, long-lost civilizations created astonishing engineering feats whose techniques remain difficult to fully explain even with today's science. In this video, we take you on a journey through time to explore two of the greatest engineering mysteries that continue to puzzle scientists to this day. We'll dive into the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt and uncover the mystery of the giant stones at the Baalbek temple in Lebanon. Get ready for a blend of reliable facts and mind-blowing details. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the mystery of the Egyptian pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Khufu in Giza, Egypt, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world and the largest pyramid ever built. When it was completed around 4,500 years ago, this massive stone monument stood 146 meters tall and remained the tallest human-made structure for nearly 38 centuries. But its astonishing height is only the beginning of the story. Its square base covers an enormous area, and engineers were stunned to discover that the ancient Egyptians leveled its foundation with incredible precision, with a deviation of no more than 2 centimeters across each side. Imagine that, a vast desert, primitive tools, and yet they managed to create a perfectly level foundation spanning several hectares with near-flawless accuracy, an achievement almost unbelievable even by today's standards. And not only that, the sides of the pyramid are aligned almost perfectly with the true cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, with a tiny deviation of less than 0.05 degrees, all achieved without a compass. The engineers of ancient Egypt relied on observing the movement of the stars and measuring the distances between the rising and setting points to determine true north with remarkable precision. The result? A massive structure with nearly perfect angles that seem precise enough to suggest laser-guided surveying equipment, yet it was all achieved through ancient human ingenuity. The construction of the Great Pyramid of Khufu was completed in about 20 to 27 years, using roughly 2.3 million astonishing stone blocks. Most of these were local limestone, weighing around 2.5 tons each, with some reaching up to 15 tons. The massive granite blocks inside the king's chamber weighed around 70 to 80 tons and were brought all the way from Aswan, about 800 kilometers away. Imagine transporting such enormous stones across the Nile and the desert. Altogether, the pyramid contains nearly 6 million tons of rock. Yet the stones were placed and aligned so precisely that even a thin sheet of paper can barely slip between them. The structure is held together with an ancient mortar technique that helped it withstand thousands of years of earthquakes and harsh conditions. Truly, the precision and strength of its construction have allowed the Great Pyramid to conquer time and remain standing majestically to this very day. But the bigger question remains, how did the ancient Egyptians manage to build this colossal monument using only Bronze Age technology? To this day, there is no definitive scientific consensus on the exact construction method. Many theories exist, and the most widely accepted suggests that the Egyptians developed a system of ramps and earthworks, dragging the massive stones on wooden sleds while using rollers, levers, and water to reduce friction. It's believed that workers built either a huge straight ramp or a spiral ramp that rose gradually as construction progressed, pulling the stones upward with ropes and wet leather to minimize resistance. Another theory proposes an internal spiral ramp built inside the pyramid itself to shorten the external ramp, an intriguing idea supported by the discovery of mysterious internal voids that may have served as construction passages. More recently, a newly discovered papyrus written by the overseer Mira revealed how stones were transported through a network of water channels from Tura to the pyramid site, powerful evidence of the Egyptians' impressive logistical planning. Even so, many details remain a mystery. Scientists and engineers are still not entirely sure how the ancient Egyptians lifted those massive stones to such incredible heights. No detailed engineering drawings or clear documents were left behind to tell us the exact recipe they followed. Did they use primitive wooden cranes and rope systems? Or did they exploit physics by building temporary sand ramps and then removing them? Every theory comes with its own questions and faces serious mathematical challenges when tested in practice. Even with today's advanced technology, reconstructing a pyramid with the same precision and durability would be an overwhelming engineering task. So imagine doing it 45 centuries ago. This technical uncertainty is what fuels popular conspiracy theories imagining alien intervention or lost civilizations with super technology. Of course, there is no scientific evidence for any of that. It's simply how people expressed their amazement at the scale of what the ancient Egyptians achieved. In reality, archaeological evidence shows that the pyramid was a massive national project requiring extraordinary organization of resources and manpower. A worker city discovered near the pyramids reveals that tens of thousands of skilled laborers were well fed and medically cared for to keep the work progressing smoothly. Communities from all across Egypt contributed labor, food, and supplies to this monumental effort, making the Great Pyramid a symbol of an entire nation's combined strength at the time. The giant stones of Baalbek, a construction mystery beyond imagination. Now we move to another archaeological site that surpasses imagination, the ancient city of Baalbek in Lebanon, which during the Roman era housed a grand temple dedicated to Jupiter. The towering Roman columns are impressive on their own, but they're not the most astonishing feature. The real marvel lies in the foundation of the temple platform, where three colossal stones, known as the trilithon, rest. Each of these gigantic limestone blocks is the size of a huge bus and weighs around 750 to 800 tons. Yes, you read that correctly, about 800,000 kilograms per stone. To put it in perspective, a single one of these stones weighs as much as a fully loaded jumbo jet or 3 modern battle tanks combined. Yet, over 2,000 years ago, the ancient builders managed to quarry these stones, transport them 900 meters, lift them 7 meters high, and set them precisely in the temple foundation. These three trilithon stones aren't the only giants at Baalbek. Nearby, in the ancient quarry, there lies another enormous block that was never used, known as the Stone of the Pregnant Woman. Resting on its side, this stone is estimated to weigh around 1,000 tons, the equivalent of 3 to 4 fully loaded Boeing 747 jumbo jets. The builders left it in place, possibly realizing that once cut, it was simply too heavy to move or lift. The story doesn't end there. In 2014, German and Lebanese archaeologists discovered yet another, even larger stone partially buried in the same quarry, estimated at a staggering 1,650 tons. This is the largest stone ever carved by humans in the ancient world, yet it never became part of the temple, likely because it presented an impossible challenge even for the giants of that era. These astronomical weights make the stones of the pyramids, weighing 2 to 15 tons each, seem relatively modest in comparison. And the puzzling question remains, how did Roman engineers, or those before them, manage to move and lift these colossal stones at Baalbek? To this day, there's no definitive answer. Historians believe it was achieved by mobilizing vast numbers of skilled laborers and using primitive hauling mechanisms such as wooden rollers, basic levers, hydraulic contraptions, and possibly ox-drawn carts. The builders may have constructed massive earthen ramps or wooden scaffolding around the walls, gradually dragging the stones upward. But to lift a block weighing hundreds of tons above the lower courses and then position it precisely, that requires an engineering genius and organizational power we can barely imagine. Some experts compare it to modern projects. Today, moving a single block weighing thousands of tons demands special steel cranes and multi-axle transport vehicles. So how did the Romans do it 2,000 years ago, without engines or steel? No one knows for sure, and historians admit that known Roman techniques cannot fully explain this extraordinary case. It is a true mystery, one that over the centuries inspired legends attributing the work to mythical giants or jinn. Local folklore even claimed that giants from pre-flood times, the Nephilim, cut and placed the stones, or that supernatural beings were harnessed to lift them. Others speculate that a lost advanced civilization, now vanished, might have built it, leaving behind only these colossal stone ruins as evidence. At the end of our journey through the wonders of the past, we realize something essential. Human genius is not limited to our modern era. Mysterious engineering feats like the Great Pyramid of Giza and the stones of Baalbek show that ancient civilizations devised astonishing engineering solutions and overcame immense challenges with limited resources, leaving us, their descendants, puzzles we are still trying to unravel. These monumental structures are messages across time, reminding us that creativity and determination can achieve what seems impossible. And as we stand today in awe of them, we are filled with curiosity. How did they do it? And what other secrets remain undiscovered? And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Help us share this video with as many people as possible. Send it to your friends and let them experience this moment too. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.